Alright, good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel at Illumination of NG. So we are going to continue with bash costing, and before we move on, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click on the notification bell. So during the last video on bash costing, which I called bash costing 1, we're able to get the total production cost by batches. We also got the quoted price. We also were able to get the quoted price by converting, because in the question we're given the margin and we have to convert the margin back to markup. Please kindly note that when we talk about the production cost, let me quickly just do a recap of that. Okay, the production cost is also similar to cost price, okay, or cost of the products, okay, of the product. So for us to be able to determine the selling price, okay, we have to ensure that we are able to get the profit. So in the question, we are given profit as a percentage of selling price, because margin equals to profit all over selling price, while markup equals to profit all over cost price times 100 times 100. Okay, all right. So what we are simply saying is that there's a difference between margin and markup. You can only make a markup, which is profit over cost price, on the cost price. Okay, the profit is always going to be on the cost price. Since what we have done here is to calculate the cost based on the batches we produced, okay, or we have to produce for the customer, the client. The profit should be on the cost price, but the question says that the profit, the margin is on sales. So in this case, for us to be able to get the profit as well as the selling price or the sales, we have to convert back to markup so that we can determine the profit on the cost of the batches of the goods or items that are going to be produced in batches. Okay, so in this case, what we did was to since we were given the question 20%, so we're given in the question, we're given 20% in the question. Okay, so let me just let me find a way to drag that and work it somewhere else. Okay, so let's do it here. So we're given 20%. So this 20% simply means that this is our profit element and this is our selling price element. Okay, so we know the formula that selling price equals to profit plus cost price, or profit equals to selling price minus cost price. Okay, so let us now substitute these figures into these equations. Okay, equations, so that we can move on with the last question. Okay, so let's assume that, okay, we have given we have assumed that 100 is our selling price. Okay, 100 going to be written here equals to the profit element is 20 here. Okay, minus cost price. We don't know the cost price. Okay, so in this case, this is positive. When it comes down here, it becomes negative. Then 100 so this will be plus, not minus. Okay, so that's 100 minus 20 equals to the cost price. Okay, so cost price equals to 80. So now let's go back to the formula of markup. Markup equals to profit over cost price times 100. Since we now know the cost price, we now say 20 all over 80. We also now get the percentage of markup, okay, over 80 times 100 over 1. 0 cancel 0, 2 here 1, and 2 here 4. 4 here 1 and 4 here, that's 25, okay? So this is going to give us 25%. So this is simply how to convert from margin to markup, okay? From margin to markup, okay? So that is that on that. So you can also convert back to margin. So this is how to convert back to margin. Since we have converted it back P over CP, okay? So P equals to, assuming we don't know the value of selling price, and we're given that profit is 20 equals to SP, equal to SP minus 80. 80, so then 20 plus 80 equals to SP. Then you consider SP equals to 100, which is same as this. You can see that. So that's how to convert from markup to margin and from margin to markup. So let us go ahead and solve the remaining question. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So we're told in this question that let me turn this off. So we're told in the question, okay, that we should determine the cost price per unit, selling price per unit, and profit per unit. Okay, so let us move on. Okay, so number 4. So number 4, for the cost price per unit. Okay, so for batches 50, we have 500 and 1000. Okay, so this is going to give us, remove that. Okay, so for the total cost price we have 11.50. okay, so let's say 11.50, 11.50, so divided by 50, which is the batch. Okay, the next one we have 115 divided by 50, and we have the next one is the cost, total cost. This is the figure we are making use of, these figures here. This is the total production cost. So based on the batches, so we have 230 all over 1000. So this is going to be on 500. Okay, so 115. So the answer, so equals to 11.50 divided by 50. So let me use the calculator. So 11.50 11.50. So now we can finish this. 11.50 divided by 50, that's 0.23, close to 0.23 naira. Close to 0.223 naira per unit. Okay, this one is equal to 115 divided by 500, that's 0.23. 0.23, you can see that. Then 230 divided by 1000, you can see that 0.23. okay, so it is the cost per unit is 0.23. So let's go back to the profit now. So we have selling price, okay, selling price per unit equals to, so since we are selling this as 14.38 or 43.8, this is 8, not 3, please, is 8. and 288. So let us go ahead and do that. So for 50, for batch of 50, now it's 14.38 over 50. The next one, 143.8 over 50. And the next one equals to 288 all over 1000. This again, this is 550. Therefore, I'm going to go back to that. So let's go to profit per unit. Profit per unit equals to, this is the profit, 2.88 over 50, 28.8 over 500, and 288 over 1000. Okay, so let's also do the calculation. So for the profit per unit, so for the selling price per unit, 14.38 divided by 50, 0.2876, equals to 0.2876, you can say 0.29. This one is also for 3.8 is same thing, for 3.8 divided by 500, 3.8, okay, sorry, that's 143.8, please, 143.8, 8 divided by 500 is the same thing, 0.239, 0.29, okay, 288 divided by 1000, that's 0.29. So you can see that is 0.29. It's the same thing because we are working on batches. Okay, so let us, for profit per unit too, this is profit per unit, that is 2.88 divided by 50, that is 0.057, that's 0.06, okay, 28.8 divided by 500, it also gives us 0.06 approximately, 06, though it's 0.057, but we have approximated it to 0.06. Okay, so the next one is 288 divided by 1000. So we have 0.288 divided by 1000. Sorry, that should be 58, not 288, please. This is the profit. This is what we are talking of, not 288, please. It should be 58, okay, 58, not 288, okay. So that's 58. So one has to be very careful when doing the computation so that you don't make mistake. Divided by 1 on 1000 is also the same thing, 0.058, approximately 0.06. So by doing this, you know that your answer is correct, because for every of the batches, the unit cost is 0.23 and the selling price is 0.29. Now look at this. When you take away 0.23 from 0.29, what are you going to be left with? So let's do that. So see, based on the formula, profit equals to selling price minus cost price. Okay, so our selling price here is 0.29, and our cost price is 0.23 from what we have gotten, naira 9. So at the end of the day, we are left with what? 0.06 as our profit. So this shows that the working is correct and we have been able to achieve our goals, and we've been able to solve this question. So please learn how to convert from markup to margin and from margin to markup. Thank you for your time and for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also share the link to this video with your friends and your colleagues and your loved ones. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.